say, oh, well, it means everything. Now, claim 1 means everything. It reads on all the old prior art.
But it does, Doug, mean a hard drive, a CD,
Let me suggest something else. Let me suggest that what we're really saying, whether it's over a network or off a hard drive, is that the unique nature of our process results in high-quality images at low file size. And so that whether that low file size...
It's a big file size.
Well, it's not file size. He's right.
It could be a huge file.
It could be a huge file.
But hold on. Isn't it true that it is a low file size, given the amount of information that you're able to draw from it?
No, it's a large file size. It's the opposite. You gave it more data. The file size is not relevant, nor is the bandwidth. That is a must understand. This idea is cool, whether it's played off your hard drive, played off a CD, played off a tape backup, whatever you want to call it, over a network. Whether you FedEx it, Doug, is the same effect as if you send it over the internet. And that effect is the same as if it's a 2400 baud modem receiving it, or a super high speed, as if the only difference between FedEx and the Pony Express is 3 days wait, but you still are going to have the same package.
Right, but what you want to do in your claims,
right,
is make sure that you're not
limited.
Make sure that you haven't stated your claim so broadly that what over here excludes your ability to claim over here. So you parse the claims, one very broadly, and then you keep narrowing it down so that if something happens over here, you've got it.
Okay.
You've got the network delivers it to you.
And if you're saying that limited bandwidth isn't in claim 1, then we don't care.
Right.
But I just wonder why it needs to be here other than to describe what we did. Which you don't, by the way, need a network to describe what we did.
So we can strike network. We don't have to.
Well, I want to see the...
Well, we're not striking it. We can strike it from the claims when we get there, but I got to leave it in as your preferred embodiment. That's
right. We're on page 1.
Why? Well, let me ask you why.
Okay, there's something called the best mode.
Okay, let me explain that to you, because I do understand that. The best mode of this invention stops as soon as you have the image, whether you ever sent it or not, or played it on your computer for that matter.
Okay, Eliot, I don't think you would want to stick to that statement you're saying right now, that your invention is so bloody broad. If somebody has done this before on CDs but never done it on the internet, and we can go sue them because they're now doing it on the internet, and your claim is valid when you interpret your claim to read on the internet, and that's all you ever care about, but now we're going to get you up on the...
That's not all I ever care about.
Is it...
Well, you care about stopping your competitor.
No, but I care about putting it on CDs and all those kind of things, or using it for any other application. That's the key here, Doug. The file creation, the concept, the invention, stops before it ever hits a network.
Well, here's what Eliot's really saying is our invention does not include a delivery system.
Right. So in one embodiment it would. And if you wanted to put a picture claim on your business, it's going to be one of our claims that includes a network, that includes pixels, that includes... I want a picture claim...
That can include.
Pardon?
That can include as one of the methods of delivery. But the delivery method could be a network, a hard drive, a CD-ROM, etc. As long as you cover all that, I'm fine.
Okay, I think what we're arguing about is the minefield. You want a claim that's broad enough that if it gets blown away, okay, it gets blown away, but I want a claim that's narrow enough that there's a less chance of it being blown away by prior art sneaking out of the woodwork. Because we're not experts in the field like Chris Taylor or something that can say, oh, well, you can't do that. Here's a reference. That's why I'm a little bit...
Well, can't we say that that's an added benefit of what we've done? I mean, I don't want to be confined to a network, that's for sure.
Yeah, no.
You're not.
Okay.
In one claim you're not, in another claim I want you to be.
Okay, that's great. As long as, that's what I'm saying. As long as you got me covered on CDs or DVDs somewhere in the future, that's fine.
Okay.
Page 1.
In fact, I just want to cap this conversation. When when you go through the methodology of the creation of the image and the display of the image and the formulas, there's nothing about a network.
Nothing.
Okay.
Right.
So all of that gives you total freedom to claim wherever you want to place that, whatever environment you want to place that. But I did have a thought, Doug, on the display, and a way to kind of be a little bit more embracing.
Then pixel-based, you mean?
Yeah, just instead of saying display monitor, we just say display system, and display system can be defined as anything with a visual user interface, be it a TV.
That sounds. Where is that? That's later, right?
Yeah, we'll get there.
Page 2, line 6 is the first one. It says display monitor, and if we just say display system wherever we have display monitor.
Okay, well, it's not everywhere. This is the background. We're not really talking about our invention yet. The first time we talk about display is describing Figure 1, which is element 30 is the display, so that's where we'll stick in. It's a display.
Okay.
Just the word display.
Okay. Yeah,
And
system.
Right. So let's hold that in abeyance.
All right. Okay. I had a comment on line 15.
Okay.
Improved resolution for zooming and/or panning within a single image.
This is the field of the invention. That's fine if you want to say that.
Is it?
It does, all this paragraph does is points the examiner in the right art field. Go search.
Okay, and that would just clarify to them that it's a single image, not a bunch of images zooming and everything. This is one file that has all this attribute.
Right. So it's
It can be additional files added into it, but those files retain these single images.
As long as it's understood that a single image embraces stitched images.
How about a single window?
How about a single file?
That's probably good.
That's fine.
That's the right terminology.
Line 22 seems to me to be an incomplete sentence.
It is.
Should say it is known that one can view a digital image on a display.
That's what we talked about yesterday,
Yeah.
Doug.
Yeah.
And you had terminology for that.
Yeah. Let me find that. It's right here.
I don't have my whole piece handy.
Well, I do, but apparently it's not that handy. Where to go? Here. Yeah, we were talking about in the prior art it is known.
Right.
And that's the concept. I can fix that sentence by saying
That one can instead of two.
it is known that one can view a digital image on a display screen.
Or it is known in prior art or whatever.
Or it is, how about it is previously known that?
Yeah.
Okay. Or it would be proper then. It was previously, right?
Well, it still
Is previously.
is.
Okay, it is known.
It's known. Period.
Yeah,
It is
Previously
known.
or now.
Don't need previously.
Right.
It is known that one
One
can view.
view a digital image and give it to and zoom and pan within that image. Right? So give it a second to. Okay. Boy, at this rate, this is going to be a long conversation.
Oh, yeah, it is. Because we go now to the next page.
I saw that.
Two, thank God. And where it's circled pixels, let's just be clear.
Have we got? I'm sorry, I got to back up. The limited bandwidth network. How are we changing that?
I thought we were going to remove that.
We're going to get rid of what?
Well, you don't need it.
The private design challenges.
Delivered to his display system.
Right.
The viewer desires ideal image quality delivered to his display system.
Okay.
And then you can go on in a network environment.
This is even more.
Right. Then you say in the network environment, it's essential to transfer, or it's important to transfer an ideal digital image in a reasonable amount of time.
screen and you zoom, are you seeing pixels?
You are seeing pixels.
But a screen has no pixels.
No, pixels are mapped into a raster-based generation, but yes, there are pixels.
Okay.
You see pixels.
Okay. You do.
Yes.
There's no pixels, but yet you see them.
It's not a pixel-based medium, but the raster presents pixels.
And it presents them distorted.
And it will present them distorted.
Once you magnify on them.
Right.
Okay. Done. Okay.
It may take more than one raster to represent a pixel. In other words, a pixel is a composite. If it's a very large pixel, it will take several raster scans to create a pixel. But
you'll still see.
You'll see a pixel.
Okay. And when you blow it up, you'll still see a distorted pixel.
Right.
Okay.
So this is the first opportunity where if we wanted to, we could say in line 3, in which the pixels, comma, data elements, or in parentheses, data elements comprising the image.
We can't.
We don't want that. We don't want data elements.
Okay.
All right. We don't want data elements.
Okay.
Because you see what's happening? You still are drawing off a pixel base.
Pixel, and then this is goofy, because the next paragraph we define what a pixel is. We're defining pixelation first, and then next we're defining pixel. Why don't we not define pixel up above? Well, yeah, I have to. In which the pixels, comma, i.e. picture elements. How's that? In other words, everybody knows what a pixel is, but we're just throwing it.
It's a picture element.
Right? Okay, that's fine.
Pixels, comma, i.e., comma, picture elements.
Right. That might even cover us another space that we don't know yet.
Yeah. Comprising the image become really apparent. Okay, good.
Okay. I go to page 3.
Well, on line 6, this is an opportunity to introduce the notion of a display system, sort of a display monitor.
It is.
Is that a problem to you?
I'm just wondering. It depends on where we have to go with it, Brian. Where do you see us going? Do we need the differences defined later?
You could be very accurate here, Doug, because when this was invented, I ran my computer / through my TV at times. So it was through both end displays. Remember, Brian, I brought you over. So I've always been running through a scan converter my TVs.
Okay. So where do you want to go with this, Brian?
Display system.
I just wanted to say display system. And the reason I say that is because if you say display system, you integrate into the description the scan converter. If you say display monitor itself, the display monitor does not contain the scan converter that's generally housed outside in a set-top box or in the computer hardware itself.
Okay, I agree with you that you want to make that distinction, but do we want to make that distinction? We're still in the background. We're describing somebody else's, not ours yet.
Yeah, you tell us where you think the best place is to put it.
Well, I definitely want to put it when we first represent what display 30 is.
Okay.
But I don't know if...
Well, and by the way, here it's true, too, what he's saying. Brian's saying...
It really is, yeah.
Yeah, in prior art, if you played it on a TV, it's still pixelated. It didn't matter if it's a monitor or TV.
Mm-hmm.
So prior art, no matter how you played it, did this. And that's good to say.
In the background here, it's
not important.
It's not important. What we do in the background is try and set up the straw man of the prior art, has his problems, and then you knock him down with your invention. So whether you set him up with this display or display system and you knock him down, he'll fall just as hard. I don't think that's going to make a big...
Yeah, that's not a big deal here.
Okay. So it becomes somewhere in here.
Yeah.
Unless we're making some stupid statement here. Let me read the paragraph on 2 real slow here, and then let's make a call on it. Because if this is a good opportunity where we have to figure out the difference between a raster and a pixel-based system or scanning lines or anything, if we have to make that, if we have to educate the people in order to interpret the claims later,